Hello everybody, welcome to another part of the tutorial how to make fire in the Blender game engine. This part will be focused on the alpha channel, so we cut out the parts that we don't want to see. Well, in the previous part we ended right here with the animated and distorted texture, and we can go right to the node editor and start working on the alpha channel. Before I actually start, I will just make one little change because uh, this is the normal group which distort our texture, but we really don't have any control over the direction of distortion. We have control only over overall strength of this uh, normal group. Well, we can change it really easy by adding a mapping vector where we can scale our distortion texture, so you can see it, uh, stretch it in the directions as we want. I set it in x 2.2 and in y 2.1, and well, it should look more like fire and less like clouds. Well, and it's all, and we can go to the alpha. We will need the uh, geometry node for the UV mapping and output, of course, so we will see what's happening. And for the alpha we have the texture with uh, the outline of our fire right here. So this will be our alpha channel. We will map it in the UV as always, and instead of alpha I will plug it to color just to see what's happening, because this would be really I would say boring fire. So we will distort it the same way we distorted our previous animated texture. So I will copy the value, normal and add vector with Shift D, and the UV coordinates I will plug through this distortion. Now you can see it's move the texture in one side. It's because our normal group isn't mapped anyhow. We will map it on the UV, and now it's distorted, not really as we want, but it's distorted. Well, the value of distortion works same as previous time, but we want something like 0.6, and you can see it's distorted pretty good, but it move the image a little bit on the left and to the bottom. So we will compensate this movement with uh, subtracting some green and some red. Blue isn't have any um, impact, but if you change the green, you are moving the overall image on the y-axis, and with the red it's on the x-axis. So we will center it on our plane like this. Is pretty good. And now our alpha channel is distorted, but we want this distortion be animated as well. So we will map this normal group again with our animation. So I will just copy this animation node and this add vector, and I will add this animation. As you remember, this will give us the green values from 0 to 1. So we will map this normal map every frame a little bit moved, and it should have the right effect that we want. I will go to game engine and I see it's looking good. Only one thing I want, the distortion in the bottom part be less than the top one, so I will need some gradient from 0 to 1, which will control how much we will distort our image. And this gradient is best to get from the green value, so we will separate the RGB from the green value of the UV coordinates, because if we look on this green value is actually already a gradient, but from -1 to 1, as we should already know. So I will just add math node and add 1, so I will get from 0 to 2 and divide it by 2, so I will get from 0 to 1, and this I will use for modifying this vector. So I will move our normal texture, which will distort it, and how much I can do with multiplying with this gradient. So the distortion will be multiplied by 0 on the bottom, so pretty much none distortion, and it will grow up to here where it will be multiplied by 1, so full distortion. Now if I plug it to the color, I should see that on the bottom is less distortion as in the top, and it's pretty much done. Just plug this color not into color node but into the alpha in the output, and you are ready for making colors. And colors will be the final part of this mini series, so I looking forward to the next part, and till the next time, bye.